When mysterious forces from the darkness begin to move against Mark Spector and his Moonlight mission, he's going to need help from a friend if he's ever going to overcome. All this and more on the pages of Moon Knight issue number 4. Let's hop on in together and find out what happens next, shall we? So then, as the comic opens up, we check back in on yet another therapy session that Moon Knight is having with his doctor. She asks a very important question, and that is, why does he seem to never take off his mask anymore? Obviously, this lady is a superhero psychiatrist, so she knows how important the costume and the gimmick is for a hero, but for Moon Knight it all seems to run a lot deeper. Mark essentially says the reason he doesn't take the costume off anymore is because, well, he enjoys not having to be himself. He's disassociating. His mask, his suit, they're like his holy vestments. Ironically, a suit and vestments are things that you give a dead man now, don't ya? Now from there we transition on over to our villain for the piece, completely forgettable Champions foe, Rampage, though these days he looks a lot more like Punisher foe Jigsaw. And that's because when this guy wasn't being an evil stock crook and just being a regular supervillain, he actually helped the Punisher, which got him all carved up by Billy Russo. Now though, Stuart Clark is returning to his Wall Street criminal roots by helping out the mystery foe who's had it out for Moon Knight. The plan is to hurt Moon Knight where it really hurts, in the pocketbook. Well, to be specific, Stephen Grant, one of his personas, pocketbook, as the rich guy has been funding the Moonlight mission and everything else Moon Knight's been doing. The funny thing is that Mark Spector has no idea this is even going on until it's already started and he's lost a few $1 million. As Moon Knight himself puts it, he's no expert detective, so he's just kind of been waiting around for these evil forces that have been after him to make the next move. That's not to say Moon Knight hasn't been doing anything to help his cause. He might not be a detective, but he knows someone who might be able to help him, Greer Nelson, aka Tigra. As Tigra explains to Mark's new vampire secretary, they used to be friends. They were Avengers together, even, well, West Coast Avengers, but you know, it still counts technically. Tigra also makes mention of the fact that Mark doesn't really take his costume off anymore, and well, she wants to talk to him and look him in the eye like regular people do, even though he doesn't. Eventually, Stuart Clark ends up calling Moon Knight with a list of demands. If he doesn't want his entire fortune decimated overnight, he's going to have to start doing dirty jobs for Clark. Obviously, Moon Knight doesn't really want to do any of this, but he's got no better lead, so he figures he might as well just go along with this and let Clark talk until they can pinpoint his location. The first dirty job on Moon Knight's list is to go take out a rival criminal operation, which, yes, you guessed it, just so happens to be run by the original Jigsaw himself, Billy Russo. Moon Knight might not want to be doing any of this, but he certainly can't pass up the opportunity to brutalize a supervillain like this who most definitely had it all coming. Now, it's with Tigra and the vampire secretary's help Moon Knight is able to figure out what burrow it is Stuart Clark is actually hiding out in. Apparently his computers run really hot, so he needs to have the window open, and there are several big ethnic festivals going on this week. Clark thinks he has the ultimate ace up his sleeve. Moon Knight won't dare attack him unless he wants to see his entire fortune destroyed before his eyes. Here's the only problem though, Clark has a very incorrect read of Moon Knight. You see, the Fist of Khonshu isn't just a superhero, isn't just a crime fighter, he's a holy man too, on a holy mission to uplift and save the souls of all of those in his congregation. And well, despite what all the Olsteins and megachurches of the world would tell you, a holy man doesn't need money. In fact, no rich priest has ever done anything good, Moon Knight says. Damn, Moon Knight just beat up Kirk Cameron's style prosperity gospel as hard as he beat up the supervillains in this story. And yeah, with that, the day finally looks like it's saved, but Tigra still pushes the question of why exactly Mark Spector doesn't take his mask off anymore. And the answer is, well, genuinely kind of heartbreaking. Moon Knight goes into great detail about the last few major events that have happened in his life: finding his daughter, losing his daughter, turning on the Avengers, conquering the Earth, and then eventually turning on his very moon god. Mark Spector really doesn't have a lot to be proud of these days. He chooses to stay in costume 24/7 because, well, he just can't bring himself to look himself in the mirror anymore. And it's on that very dour note right there the comic comes to a close, everybody. And so that was Moon Knight issue number 4, and once again, Jed MacKay continues to weave one hell of a tale. I positively love all the one-and-done energy that's being brought to this series. I love that Tigra as a character actually looks like she's going to be sticking around. She makes a very interesting foil for Moon Knight because he's so dour and she's so not. I like the deep cuts with Stuart Clark, and I enjoy the idea of Moon Knight being able to fight other villains villains from other rogues galleries, especially the Punisher's rogues gallery, which is kind of slumbering right now. I even like the gut punch character direction of Moon Knight being this self-hating hero on a religious crusade to save souls, but who's really trying to save himself just as much. In fact, if he keeps going this way, he might very well end up giving Daredevil a run for his money one day when it comes to self-flagellating superheroes, and that's most definitely saying something. Overall, I'd give this one an 8 out of 10. This was good.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cave Jewel, and if you're seeing me right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, which I am very appreciative of. It really helps drive engagement and retention and all that other good YouTube stuff. So does liking and commenting. Wink wink. If you like my content too, you should check out my Patreon page. We just redid all the tiers, so there's a ton of great rewards. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and well, it would just really help me out. It's never expected, but always appreciated. So until next time everyone, I've been Cave Joel, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.